Darion Green-Warren has decommitted from Oklahoma, and we're going to talk about it, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today we're going to...
Remain calm. Everything is fine. Remain calm.
Look, yes, Darion Green-Warren decommitted. Why am I still holding this? He decommitted. It happens. Dude is a top 2020 cornerback out of Mater Dei. He holds offers from not just Oklahoma, but USC, Clemson, and Georgia. Okay? You had to understand that this was probably a thing that was in play from the moment that Alex Grinch took on the job. Now, that said, Darion stayed committed, right? And the staff said what they said, and now we're getting to see all these offers that go out to these cornerbacks that are 6'2" or taller. I don't necessarily think that the way to look at this is that the kid decided to give up on Oklahoma. I think that's far from the truth. I think that when you see this many offers go out in the secondary for a bunch of dudes that don't look like you, and for a bunch of dudes for which you thought maybe they weren't going to recruit because you got two corners committed to this 2020 class, then maybe you're thinking perhaps you're not the priority that you once were to Oklahoma and a defensive coordinator that, quite honestly, you only are just beginning to get to know. And yeah, you want to see who wants you, who's willing to earn you. And you got evaluation period coming up for all of these guys, not just the coaches, but also the recruits. And there's been some moving and shaking on other staffs. They got a new defensive coordinator at Georgia. Perhaps they're changing how they want to recruit guys. And you look around and you say, you know, LSU puts guys into the league, and my buddy Elias Ricks is committed to LSU. You know, Georgia just had the Jim Thorpe Award winner. Maybe I ought to take a look at them. You know, Clemson just won a national championship. Maybe I ought to take a look at them. Now, I believe that it's Darion's dream, and it was his dream, to play at Oklahoma, and when life doesn't go your way, or you feel like you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to achieve your goal, which is to make it to the league because you want to be loyal to the school that you love the most, that's a really tough place to be. And a decommitment is not a flip commitment, all right? I think the kid is actually going to take in everybody, listen to everybody with open ears, and then begin to think about what it is that he really wants. Could be another Theo Weiss situation where he decommits only to recommit later because he finds out he likes it there and they find out they still want him there. And whoever gets Darion Green-Warren is going to be getting a guy who's twitchy as all hell and a dude that is an instinctual, natural ball hawk. And I was looking forward to the Mater Dei pipeline continuing to send guys to Oklahoma, and he was naturally in line because people forget Darion Green-Warren committed before Jeremiah Cradell committed because he committed signed basically the same day. So it's not as if he's not in play, and I think that he will be. But there's one more reason as to why OU fans should be just fine, and you're going to listen to that clip right now.
And then last thing before we take questions, just really excited about, you know, this spring finishing up with the spring game on April 13th. We, as we all know, we all talked a lot about last year. You know, we made a big push to really kind of revamp our spring game efforts. You know, we went to a full game with, you know, a competitive game, actually ended up in an overtime. We've had different entertainment things going on. We had a lot of former players back. Our fans, even though we didn't have the best weather day last year at all, our fans responded. We broke the spring game attendance record here of over 9,000, had 52,000 people at our spring game. We had a lot of big-time recruits on our campus last year for that spring game, and you know, want all of our fans to know 11 of those guys right now are Oklahoma Sooners, and a lot of them were some of the most highly recruited guys in the country and you go back and ask, like we do with these guys once we sign them, hey, what made the difference? What did we do well? We're always trying to find a way to get better. Every single one of these guys listed the atmosphere, the experience they had on their official visit last April at our spring game. It was a major factor, and we don't get all 11 of those guys without that kind of atmosphere and the great work that so many people did. Now, with that being said, a couple of things. This spring practice and this spring game is going to be a bigger recruiting weekend than it was last year. We've already got more guys telling us they're coming than we had last year. It's going to be bigger. I think we as a football staff, our administration, our media, everybody has really worked hard to look back at last year's spring game, say, hey, what did we do well? Let's continue to build on it. What can we do better for our recruits and specifically our fans to make that experience even better? And so we've got some really, really great things that'll be announced here in the coming days. But it's going to be a big time event for us, and we really, we had 52,000 last year. We need more than that this year. Period. And we're going to make sure we do our part to make it better for every single fan. We need our fans to be there to show our team, to show these recruits why this is the absolute best place to do it in the country. So it's going to be a big deal for us, and we're going to work hard to make it the very best that we possibly can.
Spring game, Lee Brice, which is not Trace Atkins. Boy is a better song than Rumor. I would much prefer Drake to Lee Brice, but I understand I live in Oklahoma and I am literally in the minority. Anyway, point there is they're trying to do some big things for the spring game. They already expect to have a lot of guys on campus, more than they had last year, some official, some unofficial, to take it in, see what happens. Hopefully we can get a nice, good spring day, because last year was garbage for everybody involved from a standpoint of weather. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.